I know I love you. I find it hard to see how you feel about me. 'Cause I don't understand you. Oh, you are yet to learn how to speak. When we first met, I will never forget. 'Cause even though I didn't know you yet, we were bound together then and forever. And I could never let you go. Baby, I can't wait to know. What do you think about things? Believe me, I will always be there, so you can tell me anything and I'll listen. When we are together, there isn't anywhere that I would rather be. Three birds of a feather. I just hope you enjoy our company. It's been some time and though hard to define, as if the stars have started to align. We are bound together now and forever, and I will never let you go. Baby, I can't wait to know. What do you think about things? Believe me, I will always be there, so you can tell me anything and I'll listen. I might even know what to say, but either way, at least I'll be. Hey, baby, I can't wait to know. What do you think about things? Believe it, I will always be there, so you can tell me anything and I'll listen.
Alright, how is everyone doing? I'll try to put these 8 different varieties of smaller style tomato plants in the description box if anybody's interested. I'll also try to provide the link to Victory Seeds where we got a lot of these dwarf varieties. We're really trying to fill the mana bar over here and just kind of get our tomatoes started. And we just did a pepper pusher video recently, so we wanted to do our first major tomato tester video of the year and kind of describe to everybody what we're planning when we grow tomatoes and peppers in the yard. It is March 20th of 2022, first day of spring. The 8 types of dwarfs that we planted are Dwarf Purple Heart, Berries Crazy Cherry, Dwarf Mocha Cherry, Banana Toes, Dwarf Barossa Moon, Rosella Purple, Emerald Giant, and Golden Heart. We have grown the Berries Cherry and the Purple Heart before, that's why they're in these different ones. All of these ones right here, the Emerald Giant we tried last year was the only one of 7 dwarf types we didn't get to production. So that one's a rematch, hasn't been grown in our yard. And these are 5 different types of dwarf. But I'll talk about more about those as soon as we get them up and going. Our goal is to plant as many unique varieties as we can of tomatoes and peppers, and we try to fit as many varieties as we can into the yard. A lot of our goal each year is to go ahead and see something unique and push as hard as we can. We overwhelm ourselves on a constant basis. That's a lot of times why I wouldn't promote the way we garden, because me and Angel both get triggered really easy into growing things, and you can get burnt out really easy if you're always trying to push so far. But this is entering our 8th season in this yard here under this grow situation, and we want to try to grow every year as if it was our last. And so seeing unique varieties, these dwarf varieties are really cool. This video is not necessarily about these. I'll walk you into what we just put together. What we'll tend to do is here's our original tomatoes, the tomato tray we just planted recently. 8 varieties from me and 8 varieties from Angel. Not all these will make it into our yard, but a whole bunch of them will, and we'll see what we can pull together. So that's the tray we planted. They got a little bit leggy. We have them off the heat mat in a little bit of a different situation and are going to go ahead and let them strengthen up just a little bit better. under this new situation, maybe fertilize them a little bit and fill in this soil just a tiny bit too and strengthen them up. As you can see, they're really leggy. That's not the best show on what you should be doing, but we'll be fixing those pretty soon. But that's our main tomato tray, and as those get transplanted out, what ends up happening, here's the ones we just did. The 8 varieties I just mentioned there, and then another 8 there. So we like to do the half trays a little bit better. Those are dollar store cups. We could fit 9 of those dollar store cups in these half trays, but we go ahead and go with 8 so we can leave a little bit of an opening gap. Put some water in there to kind of make sure the soil gets moist. We won't be using a humidity dome on this, so I'll be checking every day to make sure that the topsoil kind of stays where it needs to be for the first few days. And go ahead and go forward. It's just coconut coir, perlite, and sand is our seed starting mix on this one. But we get them started like this in this little greenhouse that we have indoors, as many varieties as we can. Once they get a little bit stronger with these peppers, we started doing them in little cups, little 8-packs. With the tomatoes, we're going to go ahead and go with the 6-pack method. The root structure in the plant can grow a lot stronger, and it's just the double cup method in a shoebox. A plastic shoebox is what it is. We flip 2 cups down for helping out in stability a little bit, and then we can fit 6 different plants in there and stuff. So we'll be separating those. I think we planted 3 per pot in the dwarf ones and 3 per cell in the other tray of the main tray we did. So we just keep on planting the seeds up. As soon as they start getting a little bit bigger from the little greenhouse, we put them into the double cup method into 6-packs. This right here is our last 2 mini bell tomatoes. 1 for Angel and 1 for me. We're going to pot those up and grow them in our little bathroom shortly. And those 2 back there are me and Angel's Tiny Tim. So we've probably given away 5 to 10 of each of these cups already with the Minibel, and 5 to 10 of the Tiny Tim. Both of these are more micro tomatoes, not quite micro, but just they're smaller than the Dwarf Tomato Project plants that we're growing. So we'll put them in the double cup like this and get them growing, and then from there they'll either go to friends and family, which we do a lot of, and gift out to, and some of them will stay with us and stuff. Our yard is kind of a Thunderdome process. We don't really know what's going to make it and not make it out there, but I was really happy about these. They got flowers all over the top up here on the Tiny Tim, and I know several of our gardening friends in this community are growing, and I was really happy about these Minibel too. But I'll come back to with you in just 1 second. Alright, I forgot about these. This is a Minibel as well, a Minibel tomato. It's M-I-N-I-B-E-L. And this is a Tiny Tim tomato right here. These are 2 more that were given away along with some spicy globe basil. But I forgot these ones. These 2 were even in here. I need to send these off to my sister or somebody pretty soon. But Tiny Tim, Minibel, and I thought this was kind of cool to show too. This is a Minibel tomato that's been growing for about 1.5 years, probably approaching 2 years pretty soon. It looks scraggly, but it's still producing a tomato. It's got some more flowers. I'm sure if I filled it in and fertilized it a little bit, it would do a lot better. I'm probably just going to send this one out or get rid of it eventually, but I was just really thought it was cool that it was lasting, growing in the bathroom. We actually moved it to the floor because we needed more room up here on our counter space, but it's still alive and still doing well, so catch you in 1 more second. Alright, so it is March 20th, first day of spring, and look at that. We don't call it spring, we call it slushy or second winter over here. It's really cold out here, so I probably won't spend a lot of time out here on this video part, but our yard, 27 feet from door to fence, 15 feet from fence to fence this way. It's not very big. We have a huge emerald ash tree in the middle here that kind of crowds this back area. The back fence is a lot of kiddo stuff and random grows. The west wall here is peppers, and most of the east wall here will be tomatoes. So these big bins, I can't remember how big they are. I think they're 15-gallon or something along those lines. We have several of those. We usually double plant those with larger style slicer type varieties. 2 plants per, and they're usually indeterminates and stuff like that, and then we'll stake them up and fence them up. I'll show a lot more on the tomatoes and stuff like that. These smaller, I believe they're considered 7-gallon pots, but they're actually grow pots you can get from the store. We get these near the end of the season. They will clearance for about $1, and they're about 7 gallons, and they're just as good as a 5-gallon bucket, a little bit more room and space and width on them. So we have done triple peppers, the wider peppers in those, but our dwarf varieties will be going into, there's 2 back here, there's a few right here, but our dwarf varieties will be going into these and lined up right here and on the other side right here. So our major varieties, the center of the yard, the plan was a carbon, a Cherokee purple, and a black crim to try to compete against each other. We didn't have any carbon seeds, and we need to get moving and stuff. I could look them up online and try to order them in time, but I'm thinking we're a little bit far behind, and I don't know if I'm really excited about putting the black crim in our yard again this year. It's not that it's not a great tomato, I just know that the Cherokee purple for me is personally better. We got some green black crim last year, and we got some green Cherokee purple, counter ripened them, and the Cherokee purple still beat the black crim. An excellent tomato. I can see how some people like this tomato better. It's more about the meat in the tomato though. It's about the sliceability, the growth, lots of different things for us make the Cherokee purple the best. The carbon was a really strong competitor several years ago in our yard. I think I shared all the seeds out and then I didn't order any more. They were kind of hard to come by. I would like everybody to note that the carbon seeds were kind of hard to come by, but the Cherokee purple will definitely be in the center here, and I'm not sure what the other 2 are going to be yet. It could still be a black crim and maybe a carbon if we rush it in quicker, or we might put the second favorite tomato that's in our yard, and that's the Hawaiian pineapple up here again like last time. But the center of the yard, we're going to grow some tomato types. I think we might throw 1 back here. So last year we grew 24 types, I think, total of pepper. Only about 21 of them really got anywhere, and only about 18 of them, I believe, came to production. Last year we grew 21 types of tomato. I think we're really going to narrow that down to about 15 types. I know that the 7 dwarfs that we usually add in the yard, the Berry's Crazy Cherry is a small enough one, it might hit that 5-gallon bucket right there, but our east wall is the tomato wall. We kind of use the fence as a trellis. We spider web everything up and see how it goes, and super excited. So our goal with the tomatoes each year is to see how many types we can plant. Oh, it's super cold and muggy and gross out here. This wet weather is going to freeze pretty soon, but we see how many we can put in the yard and just try to get them for the production. Our goal is to see something unique and fun out in the yard. We're ready to push out. So March for us, we're just prepping stuff indoors. April, we'll be flipping all this soil and churning it out and stuff and showing you guys a lot more on how we plan on transplanting these out here and stuff. But wanted to get a major tomato tester video up, and this is filling the Manabar. So we love you guys, and really excited to grow with you this year, and hope you guys are enjoying first day of spring. Love you guys. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching.